So my name's Simon Merchant. I'm 42 years old, British. I started my career with Morgan Stanley, spent about 10 years with them doing mergers and acquisitions work in Europe and the US. And I left Morgan Stanley in 1999 to start my own business, which is a financial information technology company. And so I was an entrepreneur for 6 years or so. Built up a business from scratch into a reasonably large company, and ended up selling that to a US public company in late 2005. And since then I've been doing early stage venture capital investing in technology and media businesses, and I've just started a new venture which I'll come on to talk about a little later. In terms of philanthropy, I made a decision at quite an early stage in my entrepreneurial career in developing this business that I was going to take half of whatever I made selling the business and give it to charity. I suppose, I've been very fortunate in my career and in my life. I've had a great education, I've had some great business experience. And in that ongoing learning process of my career, I've really, I suppose, developed three priorities from a professional point of view. One is obviously to provide for my family. The second is always to try and work with talented and interesting people, because I think that's the way you can learn the most in business. And then thirdly, to try to make a contribution. And I think in approaching philanthropy, I've tried to do it in a way which is very consistent with those three priorities. I think philanthropy is a privilege which, in terms of those three priorities, I've been able to, for example, bring real hands-on experience of the not-for-profit sector and in particular projects in the developing world to my children in a way which I wouldn't have been able to do otherwise. And that's a process I very much plan to continue. I've also had the opportunity to work with some incredibly talented, motivated people from a completely different walk of life and a completely different sector that I really wouldn't have come across in that kind of way had I not been involved in philanthropy. And then thirdly, I feel I've been able to make a contribution. So overall with philanthropy, I suppose my philosophy is there's two ways to approach philanthropy. One is to build up wealth during your life and give away any excess when you die. And the second is to actually enjoy it and experience it during your lifetime. And I found it to be an incredibly rich and privileged thing to be able to do, and one which has very much contributed to my learning and my children's learning to this point, and I'm sure it will going forward.